Hi, everyone. Welcome to our September 29th, 2025 regular Board of Education meeting. May I ask you to please rise for our Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to read a background statement for tonight. As part of our ongoing commitment to inclusive community engagement, those joining virtually can now email questions and comments to swr.boemeeting@k12.newyork.us for inclusion during our second public comment period. Residents wishing to make comments or raise questions shall sign up with our district clerk and state their name, address, and topic. Public discussion is prohibited on matters relating to staff and students at which their reputation, privacy, or rights to due process or the rights of others to due process could be in some way violated. All comments should be directed to the board president. The board president may choose to respond to these comments or refer them to the superintendent or other board members for reply or consideration and later response. All comments should be respectful, non-defamatory, and should maintain a level of decorum appropriate for a meeting of a public body. Thank you. May I get a motion tonight to approve our agenda? Megan, Mike, any discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Thank you. Next up, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Poole.
Good evening, Mr. President, and thank you. Welcome, everybody, this evening. For the first part of my report, I'd like to turn it over to our three ex officio Board of Education trustees, Ella Frizzetto, Madison Cummings, and Isabella Sherrill. Welcome.
Welcome, Rachel.
Hello, my name is Maddie Cummings. I'm a senior this year. The reason why I decided to apply as an ex officio student was because I truly thought this would be an amazing experience. I could give ideas to help improve the school with the students' view and be honored to improve the school with ideas. I'm pretty involved in and out of the school. In school, I'm involved with clubs such as Natural Helpers, Mindfulness, Act Now, the School Store, and Best Buddies. I'm currently the vice president in our Best Buddies program and treasurer for the school store that's also ran by Best Buddies. I am also involved with Shoreham-Wading River varsity cheerleading this year. Same goes with both unified bowling and basketball. Out of school, I do travel, cheerleading, and I also volunteer at the local Wading River Fire Department. I plan on going to college to become a special education teacher. I want to be able to teach kids with disabilities and help them grow and learn more about it. I have been preparing myself for college applications. I started with the Common App over the summer, and I plan on doing early action this November. I've had help from my guidance counselor, Mr. Rosado, and all my teachers, specifically Mr. Ferguson. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Ella Frizzetto. I'm excited to be an ex officio member this year because I want to be as involved in my community and district as possible. It's my last year of high school. I'm on the varsity field hockey team, and I'm involved in a lot of other clubs. I'm the president of the National Honor Society this year. I'm a member of SAD, World Language Club, Mindfulness Club, and this is my second year doing the Act Now Suicide Prevention production. I'm also running for the position of Vice President of Leadership for DECA, as I'll be organizing and planning each meeting throughout the year. I've spent a lot of time recently finalizing my college applications, and I've been working with Mrs. Gilroy in the Writing Center on my personal essay. I'm very excited about the application process, as I hope to study nursing in college next year.
Good evening. My name is Isabel Sherrill. I'm a senior. I applied to be an ex officio because I want to give the voice to students who can't come to board meetings but still want to make a change in the school. And I'm interested to see how the decisions for the school are being made. I am part of the Women in Science and Engineering Club, also known as WISE, as well as Mathletes, Robotics, and the Art and Literature Club Symbols. I'm also an intern at the Wading River Historical Society. When I graduate, I plan to study electrical engineering. I would like to use my education to either work on some kind of robotics research or work on more sustainable ways for renewable energy sources. I have been working with the guidance office and some of my teachers to start my Common App college application. I have asked 2 of my past STEM teachers to write me letters of recommendation. The process of creating my applications has been very long and tedious, but I know that it will be worth it for my education.
Great job. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on through a few other announcements in the school district. At the middle school on Friday, October 17th, our grade 6 students will have an assembly and adaptive clinics by the Bionic Project Incorporated. The goal of this assembly is for students to understand the challenges that students with physical disabilities must deal with, particularly when it comes to playing a sport or participating in physical activities that may seem easy or come naturally to others. So great assembly coming up. Over at Wading River, 4th grade is studying local ecology with a trip to Sailor's Havens. They've been catching and releasing a variety of fish. This year, I hear the 4th graders even caught an eel. I don't know if you guys caught an eel when you were in 4th grade, maybe. Their book of the month, kicking off in October with a reading of The Day the Crayons Made Friends, which is a story of crayons making friends with household objects and toys. And our amazing PTA over at Wading River is organizing the Fall Festival at Finks Farm, which will be held on October 9th. Over at Miller Avenue, our 1st grade students are going to be visiting Cedar Beach over the course of this week to learn about marine science. And the PTO at Miller Avenue, also amazing, is also sponsoring a fall festival the same night at Finks Farm on Thursday, October 9th. This evening we have a couple of presentations. I am pleased to report, and Mr. Arcuri will elaborate in just a bit, on the excellent progress on our high school gymnasium renovation following the fire at the end of August. I know we've had a chance before the meeting today through the high school walkthrough to visit the auditorium. We do expect the gymnasium to be ready for the winter athletic season, which I'm sure is good news to all. I thank our architects, Mr. Arcuri, Mr. Rossini, the board, Mr. Lewis for his designs, which Mr. Arcuri will share in just a bit. But good news, everything's on progress, and we're going to hope for the athletic season, the winter season. We're also going to present tonight the Curriculum Development Council goals developed by our Curriculum Development Committee as we review current initiatives and plan for the upcoming school year. Again, I want to thank our committee. That is committee-based. That's parents, that's administrators, that's instructional staff. They work across the year to identify curriculum goals for the upcoming year and then to review progress on goals that were in place for this year. So thank you to all for working on last year's goals and bringing them to the next level and then moving forward. I think we're fortunate here to have that great group of stakeholders. Through that continued work of our curriculum committee, we keep identifying actions that improve student outcomes and student learning across the way. And then finally, I want to just note that tonight the board is accepting audit reports. It is really worth noting to the board and to the public that we should be proud that the district has received a low-risk rating in all 24 categories in the comprehensive annual audit, which includes the areas of governance, strategic planning, financial accounting, reporting, revenue, cash management, payroll, human resources, facilities, capital assets, student services, and informational technology systems, as stated by the auditors in a report. And this is that low-risk rating is the highest rating you can get. You can't get a better rating than that in an audit. That the district's control systems are adequately designed and operating as intended. And really important, that really demonstrates our commitment to accountability and sound financial stewardship. And I want to thank our business office, Mr. Arcuri, and then everybody that plays a role in making sure that we're following the appropriate protocols, for the school district. So that's a major achievement and something to be proud of. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Poole. Ms. Kirschis, did you say the students have a report to
They
still?
have a high school update.
That's what I thought. Okay, so we're going to come back to you to give the high school update now. How about that?
Okay. The homecoming and the fall pep rally, the Patriots game was on September 26th, and our varsity football team won their home opener. The community came out in full support for our football team and recognized some of the brave men and women who have dedicated their lives to protecting our nation and our community. We recognized over 20 community members and presented them with a challenge coin. Thank you to Mr. Pugliese for organizing this event. The first annual Gilmore Game fundraiser was this past Saturday. Countless local businesses and organizations donated items for over 90 raffles, which raised tons of money for aneurysm awareness. Coach Gilmore's legacy was celebrated and her memory was honored by many. We thank William Floyd for their participation as well. Congratulations to the boys varsity soccer team on winning their game against Garden City 1-0 on Saturday, and girls varsity soccer for winning against William Floyd 5-1. The New York State Sports Writers Association ranked Estabrook boys soccer as number 2 in the state for Class A and girls soccer as number 7 in the state.
Gavin Mangano is New York's #1 wrestling recruit and the country's number 13 overall recruit. Kudos to Gavin, who has verbally committed to Penn State. We have extended home base September 29th and 30th for our club fairs. It's a wonderful opportunity to get all students involved in the clubs that we offer at the high school and hopefully get underclassmen more involved. The school store is opening for the school year once again on Tuesday, September 30th for all students and staff to purchase drinks and snacks. The school store is usually open from 6:45 to 8:05 a.m. on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We have upcoming events that include Yom Kippur, so our school district will be closed on Thursday, October 2nd, and Columbus Day. So therefore, our district will also be closed Monday, October 13th.
We have multiple students, including myself, in the school working super hard on the play She Kills Monsters. The show dates are October 23rd, 24th, and 25th at 7 p.m. There will be picture makeup / retake days for grades 9 through 11 on October 10th. Unfortunately, due to a choice made by the New York State Council on the Arts, New York State will not be participating in the National Poetry Recitation Contest known as Poetry Out Loud. The robotics team has started to meet in order to build their robots in time for their first competition in November.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your first report, and thanks for being here tonight. Very good. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Bull?
No,
No, thank you for that update. I did want to thank, no problem. Thank you, Mr. Akiri, again, for the business office and the fine outcomes, the low-risk rating. That's not something to be underestimated, so thank you for that. Want to open it up for the opportunity for any board members. Anyone want to share anything, updates, news, success?
I got a quick update. Just thank you for that report. I'm a little biased, but
Let me
the
guess.
boys varsity soccer team, not only did they beat Garden City 1-0, but Garden City hadn't lost a game in 3 years. They were the number 3 ranked team in the country, and we shut them out. So I just want to highlight that. Wish our boys continued success, putting Shoreham on the map for soccer. It's going to be a great year. Continue to support our team. Thank
We
you.
also have a new cheer squad for the soccer team.
And a new cheer
No,
squad.
very exciting.
No,
awesome.
it's very good news, Jim. Thank you for
It's
sharing
awesome,
that.
Jim.
Anyone else want to share something? Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Moving right along, any statements from residents on the agenda items? Okay, check that box.
You're gonna go.
Okay. Next up will be our student and staff recognitions. I'd like to welcome Ms. McQuaid. Welcome. Ms. McQuaid will be performing for us. We're very excited about this. Thank you, Ms. McQuaid. That was beautiful. Really, I wouldn't even know the piece. What was the piece, could I ask? Okay, you did that amazing. Thank you for sharing your talent with us tonight. That was terrific. Thank you. Mr. Creighton, go ahead. What? Go ahead.
I apologize. Kate would be too modest to say it, but she was selected as an alternate for Ball State this year.
Wow. Well, we're fortunate. Thank you for your sharing your talent with us tonight, and wish you well there. Hope you do great. Mr. Palazzi's been our host tonight. It's high school night here, right? It's like open school night for us. Why don't we, I think he's up next, right? Yep. Next is, actually, yeah, we have a high school student government presentation. Mr. Dan Ackerman, right, will be up, our assistant vice president here. Right, or Frank, did you want to introduce? Okay, good, okay. I didn't know how that was going to work. I just wanted to make sure. But thank you again, Ms. McQuaid.
Thank you. My name's Dan Ackerman. I am one of the assistant principals here at the high school. I am also the co-advisor for student government. Some of my officers who have been student government officers since they've been in high school are going to share a little bit of a presentation about homecoming and also about some of the improvements that we're making to student government this year to get some more students involved. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Everett McClintock, Ashley Miltz, and Emily Martinez.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Poole, and Central Office Administration. Thank you for allowing us to present tonight. I'm Everett McClintock, co-president of the National Honor Society and treasurer of the senior class in student government. And I'm joined by my fellow student government officers, Emily Martinez and Ashley Miltz. We're here to share exciting developments in our student government organization and our recent homecoming celebrations.
Over the past few school years, we've realized we needed more involvement in student government to help improve our overall efforts in reaching our goals. Our revamped organization now includes home base representatives for each home base. Each home base must select at least one student to represent them in student government, and any student that wishes to participate in student government activities is now allowed to do so with this new representative system. Previously, if you were not an elected officer, many students would no longer participate in student government. Moving forward, beginning with this school year, class officers will be selected from the pool of home-based representatives. Our hope is that this shift will help ensure that officers are more invested in the process and also help avoid elections becoming popularity contests. Representatives will meet once a month during the school day, in addition to after-school meetings with their grade-level advisors. Officers will have additional meetings with advisors to work on planning events and potential fundraiser ideas to support the goals of each class. Our first meeting of this school year was a huge success, with many students attending and contributing some great suggestions for our Homecoming Spirit Week. This response from our student body has been overwhelmingly positive. Our representatives include students from all grade levels, athletic teams, academic clubs, and art programs. This broad participation ensures that events will reflect our diverse interests of the entire school and community and will help continue to grow involvement in student government.
This year's homecoming theme celebrated by our nation's first responders and heroes while bringing our school's community together. Our red, white, and blue celebration showcased both school pride and patriotic spirit. Our centerpiece event featured USA-themed events that pitted each grade level against each other in a highly contested competition for the Spirit Stick. Some of our games included the Founding Fathers Fashion Show, which students competed in a clothing relay race as they revealed the early colonial days dressed as early American patriots and swapped outfits in an exciting race. The Red, White, and Low Limbos, a spirited twist on the classic game that will have the entire school cheering together. Our events included the United We Stand tug of war, born in the Born in the USA musical chairs, and Uncle Sam Says. The grade levels were evenly matched throughout the games, with the senior class coming out on top, although the 10th grade boys did score a major upset when they battled the senior boys in the United We Stand tug of war. The events were designed to be inclusive and accessible to all students. These activities were designed to foster school unity. This year, our homecoming parade expanded from not only the students in the schools of SWR School District, but also included representation from the Sharks youth football and cheer organizations.
This homecoming celebration represents more than just a week of activities. It demonstrates our revamped student government commitment to meaningful events that build community and creates lasting memories. We're confident these events will strengthen school pride, enhance our educational environment, and showcase the positive leadership emerging from our student body. We are also looking forward to continuing traditions from the past while also introducing new events to promote student involvement. Thank you for your time and continued support of student activities. We welcome any questions you may have about our plans for our ongoing student government initiatives.
Thank you, Everett. Emily and Ashley as well. I really like that change that you've done where you have representatives from the home base to come forward. How did that come about again? Could I just ask? How did that change come about?
I'll talk. So last year we'd have our meetings, and it would be the same 4 kids from each grade level
Sure.
sharing ideas, and then if they couldn't think of something, it was my idea. And a lot of high school students might not find the same spirit days that a 47-year-old man finds interesting as interesting. So we talked about how could we get more kids involved.
Sure.
And one of the ideas was having a home base representative for each home base and doing some meetings during the school day, because we know kids have a lot of other activities going on.
Sure.
So we're going to do some of them during the school day, so that way if you can't make the after school because you have a sports game or a club or something like that, you could still be a part of it and share your ideas.
Well, Mr. Ackerman, I think that's a great way to get others involved and to truly represent all students. So I think that was a great move either way.
Yeah, I think we had 50 kids at our first meeting.
Wow.
Which was, great.
That's impressive by itself.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to.
One thing I've noticed with having the home-based representatives is, as Mr. Ackerman had said, our elections are typically run by the same group of people. So, for example, my class, I'm a junior this year, and when we ran for elections at the end of last year, it happened to just be Ashley and I who ran.
Wow.
So there's been a big misconception, I feel, with it, because a lot of it goes as a popularity contest where most people don't think anything of student government. But this year with the new home-based representatives, as the turnout to our first meeting was way more than we've had in a very, very long time.
No, I think that's terrific. And you're Ashley, you said?
No,
You're
Emily.
Emily, sorry. Okay.
No.
And what's your role? You said you're a junior?
I'm vice president, and I've
Okay.
been vice president since my sophomore year.
Very good. Well, thanks for your involvement, and I definitely believe you'll get more activity, more active engagement with everyone being involved, right? And Everett, we have Mr. Arcuri over here from a treasurer standpoint. If you need any financial advice on running,
I also give out samples, so if you need any, we're here.
we'll help you out. What other observations, or any other observations you'd want to share with your schoolmates or anything at this point? You have the podium, so anything you want to share about student government this year? You had 50 members that show up. Anything else you want to share?
To be honest, having more people involved is just, it's a more fun community experience because a lot more people can come together and help better the school in the ways that they think that it should be better. Because it goes a lot to like what Isabel was saying before, how students, sometimes they don't feel like they have the means to have change or bring about something that they wish would happen. So I think that this new, more involved form of student government is a huge positive change for SWR as a whole.
That's a great way to echo it. I think when you look at us as board members up here as volunteers, we similarly, like you're volunteering, right, for this extra activity. I think it teaches you a lot in life and gives you a lot of quality characteristics. So I admire you for what you're doing. I hope that you continue to message out to the rest of your group that's part of that they all get involved and have a voice, right? You have to be involved. But being involved takes time and obviously commitment. So thank you for what you're doing. This was great. So glad to see that you're off to a great start, homecoming and all the activities. So thank you for this. Yeah, thank you all. Okay. Thank you for that positive update. Next up, we have reports and reviews. We're going to go up. What, did I miss something, Mr.? Oh, did I miss something? Mr. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. We're just, we're having a moment right now, Joey. It's all good. We're having a moment over here.
Go right ahead, go right ahead.
Next up under reports and reviews, we just want you up here, Frank. That's all. You want to come up and say anything about your high school? You want anything? Come on up. I think that's what the discussion was on the table.
I got a few things maybe.
Thank you, Mr. Polizzi.
Would definitely
Thank you.
would definitely like to talk about. Thank you very much. As always, it is such a pleasure to be able to speak to everyone tonight, especially to recognize what an amazing place we're in. I want to start by once again thanking Kate McQuaid for that incredible performance, and thank you to Emily, Everett, and Ashley not only for their presentation tonight, but for leading the charge among the student body. Their leadership is definitely recognized and very much appreciated. So tonight, a few topics to kind of quickly go through. We'll talk about a little bit about the cell phone law, the personal internet-enabled devices, how physical education classes are managing the loss of their primary instructional space. We'll talk a little bit about our 9th grade required courses, a little about School Links, our new college and career readiness planner. Talk about our multimedia production studio, which you had a chance to see a little bit earlier tonight. Our club fair, running both today and tomorrow. A quick overview, because I don't think I've really ever done this at a board meeting, kind of reviewing what the topics are that we go over at each of our grade level meetings at the start of the year, and then finishing out with just a reminder of the extra support that is available to our students academically, both before, during, and after the school day. So to review, everyone should be aware that the law, New York State, now restricts the use of any personal device that can access the internet from bell to bell. So that is 7:20 a.m. to 2:10 p.m. Students choosing to bring such a device to school must secure it in their locker for the duration of the school day. Additional landlines have been added to the cafeteria and to the library to provide students with the ability to communicate with their families when needed. That is always in addition to the locations that were already available within the building. A student could always come down and use a phone in the main office or guidance office, nurse's office, if they needed to do that. Overall, right now, we are seeing, what we kind of expected in terms of enforcement. We did not expect, 100% compliance right off the bat. We knew that was not going to be the case, especially for our students who were, our 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students who had already experienced high school under previous, acceptable use policies, where, in between in the hallways, during their lunchtime. So we expected that. But we are off to what I consider to be a very good start in terms of the number of students who have had to be seen by the assistant principals. Right now, I'd probably say we're probably around 24 or so at the most, with very few repeat offenders. So it has been that initial conversation. The phone has been confiscated for the day, and then we kind of move on. Overall, like I said, this has been going well, and we anticipate this becoming an easier and easier lift each year, because the students coming up out of the middle school, this has always been the expectation, or has been the expectation for them. So it's the current grade levels, those that had been here already, who had experienced slightly different rules, who are just taking a little bit longer to adjust. But overall, I think we're in very good shape.
Mr. Pugliese,
Yes.
what's the process for coming into the library and asking to use the phone if they needed to make a call?
So there really isn't a process. All they really need to do is know where the phone is located, which is back over here. And no, I'm sorry, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. It's right behind the curriculum, the circulation desk. And that's all they really need to do. The other one is located down in the cafeteria. Again, if they want a little bit more privacy, they could certainly go to any one of the offices to be able to do that.
So they would just simply walk into the
Yep.
walk into the library and ask? Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, it's also very much dependent upon where they are in their schedule at that time. You know, if they're having to leave class, if it's in between periods. Obviously, we're working through some of that right now. If a student came in, it was in between passing, I'm quite sure that the librarian or the TA that's working the circulation desk, after the student used the phone, be able to give them a pass to be able to get to class.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So like I was saying earlier, our physical education staff quickly got together in the week prior to the start of school to come up with some alternative lesson plans for days that they were not able to be outside. Fortunately, so far, the weather has really very much cooperated with us, and yes, knock on wood that it remains that way, Mr. Chairman. You know, but we do have contingency plans in place. There are 2 periods during the day, second period and third period, where all 3 of our physical education teachers are on at the same time. So that's really the only period that we're challenged kind of past the point of the space that we have available to us right now. Given that it's not thunderstorming or pouring down rain, we do have the availability of the wrestling center. In addition, we have the fitness center. So again, on a day where it's only slightly inclement and it's not really appropriate to be outside for 40 minutes, but can certainly make their way over to the wrestling center, we have those 2 locations. For second and third period, where we have to go to 3, we already have it worked out with our custodial staff that the main portion of the cafeteria, to the right-hand side of the serving line as you're walking in, that area remains clear of tables until the end of third period. That way there, if the third section of phys ed needs to be inside on any given day, they're able to use that space. So the phys ed staff did do some professional development, like I mentioned earlier, to have some plans in place to be able to utilize those indoor spaces until such time that we're able to get back onto our normal footing. But as we have done here in the past, when faced with a challenge, we figure it out and we make it work. So a big thank you to the physical education teachers for coming together very quickly with absolutely no advance warning, because none of us had that advance warning, to be able to pull that together and guarantee that our physical education program was able to continue on without really any interruption. A few things about our newest courses, our newest required courses. Digital and career and financial literacy are now required for all incoming 9th graders. This is the 2nd year of digital literacy and the 1st of career and financial literacy. 183, mostly 9th grade students, are currently enrolled in career and financial management, with 164 enrolled in digital literacy. We do have a few students who we knew were going to have a difficult time getting both of these classes into their schedules based on some of their other scheduling requirements. So our guidance department has already flagged those students who were unable to take both of those classes this year, and will be taking one or the other in their sophomore year. So by the end of sophomore year, all of our students, our incoming students, will have both digital and career and financial literacy completed and on their transcripts. These are 2 incredibly important courses that we have talked about for a number of years, both as kind of individual standalone elements as a part of a greater program that we talked about pre-COVID. So we're kind of back to where we had wanted to be a few years ago, and getting our students these really important readiness skills that prep them not only for their future coursework, but for their lives beyond the high school. School Links, as mentioned earlier, School Links was really driven by our high school and middle school guidance counselors. They were all beginning to feel, and this was something that was happening both across Long Island and New York State and across the country, that the previous college and career readiness program that most districts were using was really no longer supplying the students with what they needed. So they went out, they heard about School Links, they spoke to their colleagues in other districts, and they really pushed us as administrators to look into this new platform, and we are all very happy that they did. School Links provides a more modern, AI-powered interface which promotes better student engagement, boasts improved features like year-round alumni outreach, better common app integration, and the ability to directly communicate with our school management software, Infinite Campus. These were all things that our previous CRC was not able to do. Our initial feedback, I believe, so far from what the counselors have indicated is that the students are finding this program much easier to work with. I'm seeing some head nods from our ex officio officers, that it is way more user-friendly, it is way more intuitive, and it seems like they are enjoying this process, whereas in the past, many students found the previous program to be challenging at best. So we are very happy with the results so far, and we know that we're going to continue to build our relationship with School Links and roll out even more platforms that exist within the existing program.
I'm wondering if our ex officios have any stories to share, or, and no's okay, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you do, it'd be great to hear.
I had a lot of fun with the School Links, like in the summer, looking at schools. It was a lot easier because you could just go down the list of every school that exists and like which ones you liked and see what they offered. I liked it a lot.
It was very easy to see, like, how many students go to the school, what majors are popular, what clubs are popular, and what like things the school can offer for their students.
At the college level, you mean, at individual colleges? Okay, great, thank you.
Is there an option? I've read a little bit about School Links allowing students to continue using it after graduation.
Yes.
And that they just give a different email address and they can maintain an account?
Yes. Yeah, then that's
interesting.
That's one of the nice aspects for us, is that continual ability to stay in contact with our alumni, to be able to receive that postgraduate feedback, which we often don't have the ability to do so.
But they're also using it as like a
Yes,
data collection.
for their own as well, yes.
Neat.
Our multimedia production studio, located right here behind us in the library. This space is returning to its original roots, where the small sign above the doorway still reads television, which again is very interesting. Our Journalism in Digital Age and Speaking for Impact courses, along with our Digital Media Club, will begin utilizing this space on a regular basis. Staff and student presently being trained on the audio and video production equipment, and plans for our first recorded newscast to be in place before the end of this school year, and hopefully even sooner. As we mentioned, this is truly a multi-purpose space for both audio and video production and recording, to be used by students across so many different areas. We definitely feel like this is going to be a hub within the building for so much activity, and we definitely appreciate all the work that has gone into getting this set up. It has truly been a cross-curricular labor of love, with our technology students building some of the equipment, our tech students, some of which are here with us tonight, outfitting the recording equipment, and beginning that training process for our other students. So it really is truly going to be a real crossover for so many of our different students. Our club fair, as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, started today. Today, our 9th and 11th graders had the opportunity to come right down here to our main lobby, where all of our club advisors had tables set up with information available to the students to be able to, kind of get a firsthand view of what we have to offer in terms of our clubs. As referenced here, the purpose of the fair is to expose all students to the many extracurricular activities available to them at SWR, and encourage their participation with experiences aligned to their diverse interests. Myself and Mr. Ackerman, in speaking with our incoming parents just last week at the high school open house, reiterated that the key to success in high school really is being involved and finding those opportunities, both in areas that you already know you have an interest in, and then in areas where you didn't know you had an interest in, and finding those places where you can challenge yourself and expand not only your interest, but the people who you associate with. I can certainly say that we know many students who are now interacting with other students who they never would have if they were not involved in a particular club or activity. So this really provides so many of our kids those opportunities to socialize with peers who they traditionally may not have. So just want to take a quick run through our grade level assemblies and the basic structure that we go through. And we do these twice a year. At the start of the year, immediately on day one, we have our incoming 9th grade and new students to the district meeting. That's where we do our little offset arrival time on day one, where we bring the new students in about a couple hours earlier, and then everybody comes else in after. And then within that first week of school, we have our 10th, 11th, and 12th grade assemblies. And then we do them all over again in the spring. Kind of a condensed version, just a reminder, as the weather gets warmer and kids start to get a little antsier, we do this as a reminder of what our expectations are for student behavior and how we expect them to finish out the year. So our major topics that we review include, and certainly begin with, our safety and security protocols, going through all of our different drills, making sure they understand what is expected of them and why we take them so seriously. We go through the major elements of our code of conduct. We definitely take some time to review DASA. We go over our expectations for behavior and attendance. We talk about how to be successful in high school, and then review a whole litany of what to do if type questions. We want to make sure that they understand that if they have a question, if they have a concern, where they can go to get an answer, who they can speak to, that they don't have to figure it out for themselves. And that's really the biggest thing that we want them to understand, is that we are all here for them, and that without them, we have no purpose. Finally, talking about extra help and ASC, as I mentioned earlier, the high school provides students with many options for additional academic support taking place before, during, and after the school day. Many teachers provide extra help either before or after the school day. All teachers have one period of extra help scheduled during the school day, and that's Monday through Thursday of each week. And all teachers have a period of academic support scheduled for one period for half the year during the school day. These schedules are posted on our digital signage in the pit and cafeteria, as well as on our district website. So again, we want to make sure that students understand where they can go if they ever have any questions, if they ever need additional support. And that concludes my report. Any questions, anything that I can elaborate further on?
Thank you, Mr. Palese. I was curious, like Henry was, with our ex officios, Madison, Isabel, Ella, do you have any other thoughts, anything you want to add to the conversation that Mr. Palese just presented? You are at the high school.
I really enjoy the phone thing, like how people aren't really on their phones anymore. I think I talk a lot more in school with each other, and like even in lunch and gym, like everyone's just talking and no one's really like just sitting on their phone scrolling, because we do that at home. So
So
do
true.
you notice a big difference from last year when it was somewhat restricted, and then this year it's really?
yeah, it's different. It's not that different because last year like we weren't really on our phones in class, but yeah, it's definitely a lot different having like free time and not being able to use the internet. It's like nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else from the board? Any other topics? Mr. Palese, thanks for hosting us again
Thank you.
tonight. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
this
It's a
update.
pleasure.
And yeah, appreciate
Thank you very
that.
much.
Absolutely. Next up under reports and reviews, I've got high school gym renovation, Mr. Glenn Arcuri. I heard you have some welcome news for us tonight, Mr. Arcuri. Okay, very good.
Happy to share.
Can't wait.
Me either. So, August 16th, 44 days ago, we had a fire inside the roof of the high school gymnasium. The exact cause is still yet to be determined by the fire marshal. However, they have concluded it was in the area where there was welding going on the previous day. So it was definitely most likely revolved around the high school HVAC project. However, the district's insurance carrier is picking up the claim, and since August 16th, they have had representatives on site, and every day since have been committed to opening up the gymnasium, restoring it back to the original state previous to the fire. Anticipated occupancy date, November 1st. So the goal is still to have it operational November 1st.
Okay.
I'm going to cover a few of
So
the
that would be
areas.
great in time for winter sports like basketball, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Damage incurred, partial roof and ceiling damage by the fire, water damage to the gymnasium floor, water and smoke damage to lighting and speakers, smoke damage caused by the fire. The grass field to the east of the gymnasium was damaged by a fire truck that had positioned itself in case it needed to respond to the fire. It was stuck inside of the grass. So there are some deep ruts there, and they will be filled in, sodded over once the weather cools off a little bit. There is a vendor set up by the insurance company. They're just waiting for the weather. Right now it is fenced off. Repairs and cleaning needed, partial roof and ceiling repairs, lighting and speaker replacement, gymnasium floor and subfloor, which tested positive for asbestos, needed to be abated, removed, and a new gymnasium floor needs to be installed. Solar panels that were not damaged from the fire, but were in the area where the roof had to be replaced in order to cut back further than just the fire damaged area, needed to be taken out of service, piled up. Once the roof gets its final warranty clearance, the solar panels will be put back, and then the solar array turned back on. Smoke damage required, cleaning of the gymnasium and the adjacent areas to the gymnasium. A few sections of ceiling tiles had to be replaced down the adjacent hallways. The gymnasium needed to be fully primed and painted, and the 4 partition gymnasium doors needed to be taken out. The primary reason, one of them was not operational, so it was not able to be opened in order to be cleaned. And even when they were considering cleaning, the other 2 doors that were operational, with the type of material, they were very concerned that it would actually still hold the smoke smell. So the insurance company agreed to remove the doors as opposed to cleaning them, and then allowing us a allowance to replace them with our preferred choice of curtains. Special note, the list that I have here, there are things that have been left off, such as fire sensors, cameras, anything inside the gym that was small, trivial items. So I just tried to highlight the top items. Progress to date, all areas have been cleaned of smoke damage. Again, this goes back to the insurance company's quick response with the remediation team. August 16th, September 3rd, school opened. We were able to get it cleaned, abated, removed within that short time window. I continue to reflect back on this to say this is truly the partnership between the district and the district's insurance carrier that literally came right up day one to ensure the opening of school was not impacted. Sections of the ceiling tiles have been replaced. The roof and interior gymnasium ceiling have been repaired. The gymnasium floor and subfloor have been 90% removed, and the asbestos has been abated. The sections that haven't been taken out yet are under the bleachers and under the 4 sections where the gym partition doors were. The gymnasium has been primed and painted. The 4 partition doors have been removed. The concrete floor has been sealed for water penetration, and a layer of self-leveling compound has been applied to the concrete floor. Work still to be completed, asbestos abatement and remaining gym floor removal under the bleachers and the partition doors. Gymnasium flood subfloor and floor needs to be installed. The wall pads that were removed for cleaning need to be installed. 3 curtain partitions need to be installed, a single panel east to west and 2 panels north to south. There is very long lead times on these curtains, approximately a 3 to 4 month lead time. In speaking to Ms. Ferry, she does not believe this will impact the athletic program or the PE program. Safety cages around the ceiling lights need to be installed. A full cleaning of the entire gymnasium needs to take place after the installation and sanding of the new gymnasium floor. Just the cleaning alone is set to be like a 4 to 5 day process in order to clean every single surface area inside of that area, and touch up paint where necessary. Just a couple of pictures. You can see the picture to the left, that is after the fire. The picture to the right, a little bit of the debris that was on the roof. And now if you see it now inside to the left, the Tectum decking, that is the picture on the left, completely done, painted, installed, and on top of the roof, that is the new roof coating. As Mr. Poole pointed out earlier, with the help of Mr. Lewis, helped us design this particular floor layout. It has been presented to Ms. Ferry, Mr. Pugliese has seen it, Mr. Rossini has seen it, architect has seen it. I am waiting for the final rendering from the flooring company. There are 2 circles where the red asterisks are. Those were circles for the east to west courts, basketball courts that really do not need to be part of the rendering, so they will not be part of the final floor line plan. Any questions on the gymnasium floor? Anything so far?
Can you talk about the warranty on the roof and how that plays into it?
Sure. I believe Wednesday or Thursday of this week, we are waiting for the roof manufacturer to come and recertify the roof repairs. If they determine the current repairs meet or exceed the area that was damaged, they will reinstate the warranty fully. If they say that it needs to go out further, then the insurance company will call back the roofing contractor and say the district's roof insurer says you need to go out another 10 feet. They wanted a larger repair area done. Once they do recertify it, we go back to our 20-year warranty for that particular area.
What's the remaining on the adjoining areas, would you say?
18, we had it recoded 2 years ago. I believe in 2023, had it a roof recoded. Either 22 or 23. I did middle school in 22 or high school in 23. I'm like that close. It's within a year, 22 or 23.
Close.
Pretty sure it's 23.
Mr. Curie, can I just, Mr. Lewis, do all of those lines that are there now match what we currently have? Do we know?
I could answer that for him
Great.
if he wants.
Well,
You could
you
answer
put
it
'em
for me
on
the
there.
first time I asked it, but I don't think those circles are there now. The beige ones that are
That
for
are
the.
being removed,
yeah.
but everything else matches?
Yes.
It does?
The only thing we did take off was European handball. That was on our old floor.
Those white lines are there now?
The red, all the
Where?
red ones are European handball?
No, that's American handball, regular handball.
American, there's a difference. I guess
The white
so.
lines are what, volleyball? Where are the white lines?
White's,
Um,
the white's
I-
volleyball.
Yeah,
You all know way too
Okay.
much about lines.
Ceiling and roof damage. The damage caused by the fire, as I mentioned earlier, is a covered claim by the district's insurance carrier. There is a $10,000 deductible and a $100,000 limit on the cost related to the asbestos abatement. I'm still waiting on the final tally on what the abatement will actually cost. Anything greater than the $100,000 will have to come out of the district's general fund for 2025-26. The district's insurance carrier has assigned an adjuster to the claim who has been very attentive and has assured us that the district will be restored back to the state it was before the fire. The restoration company Renew, assigned by the insurance carrier, and its subcontractors have worked nonstop. As I mentioned earlier, we're 44 days in, and if you think of that picture, I did not want to show pictures of the fire hoses inside of the gym and the amount of water, but if you think of what it was 44 days ago to where we are today, they have done an incredible job.
Sir, for the asbestos, what are they, from a square footage perspective, how much, what was impacted? What do they say is,
Asbestos-wise?
I mean, it was just pertaining to the roof, I'm assuming, right?
No, what area tested positive was the glue that attached the subfloor of the entire gym floor to the concrete. That's the area that actually contained the asbestos. There was nothing inside the roof. We actually abated that roof area in 2015, summer of 2015, after the bond passed, when we redid that particular roof.
So there's a section, I think, that's still remaining to be removed, so that
Yes.
whole area needs to go through a full abatement first?
Yes, that is scheduled for Columbus Day weekend.
Okay. And then you'll get clearances within the time frame to
Yep.
open up on, well, it won't be open necessarily on Monday, but you can do the work.
You got it. To ensure the district is receiving compliant repairs that meet both SED and district standards, representatives of BBS Architects, the architect firm of record for the district, have been reviewing all submittals and providing guidance since the date of the fire. They were here the day of the fire. They have assisted us with obtaining structural engineers in order to ensure there was no damage to the ceiling structure, roof structure, and continue to be the intermediary to ensure that the district gets nothing less than what it had before the fire. And as I had mentioned earlier, reoccupancy date scheduled for November 1st. Any other questions?
Wow,
Thank you.
How is
that's
it being
fast.
revealed to the students? Are they doing something?
Sorry?
How is the new gym?
I will talk to the building principal on October 31st when I know I could open up November 1st. We'll have a couple of minutes to think
Is it
about it.
Halloween trick or treat?
Ribbon
You
cutting?
give them the update?
Say that.
Take out those big scissors, Glenn.
Free ribbon cut?
I'm just looking forward to October 31st to
Yeah.
really say that I could open it up.
Mr.
Thank
Curie,
Right
thank
there,
you.
so.
Sure.
Welcome news, again, for the students especially, right, to get back into the gym. That's great.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything they want to add?
Yeah, just, again, I wanted to add that this isn't just a remodel. This was a cleanup, right, of a fire, and then planning, and then, abatement, and now you're installing new. So that's very commendable.
The progress
You guys-
is really impressive.
Fantastic.
I'm going to continue to say Mr. Rossini spends hours here, whether it's after work, before work, Saturdays and Sundays. I'm part of different discussions. He's got one piece, I have a different piece, and I'm still gonna go back to the district's insurance carrier. They have raised our premiums inside of years past, but their partnership through what I call catastrophes inside of a school has always been amazing. And it is commendable as opposed to being inside the commercial insurance world where I could still be closed, pointing fingers. If it does turn out that it was vendor error, our insurance company will go after the vendor's insurance policy in order to be fully reimbursed for what those costs are, but the district will have no involvement there. So it isn't like our legal team has to go after that. So I'm very happy that they supported the district the way that they did, and the restoration company has been doing an outstanding job.
Thank you, Mr. Alkiri. It was great to see through our walkthrough tonight, the board got to see the progress firsthand.
What's this? Yeah.
Square footage of the gym?
Got me. 14,500, the audience told me. Thank you.
Very good.
Two? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arcuri. Okay, very good. Moving on with our reports and reviews. Next up is our curriculum department. Our goals for the year, Mr. Alan Meinster, our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Joseph Paocelli, our Director of STEM, and Ms. Nicole Walbauer, our Director of Humanities.
It's good to know.
Hi, Mr. Meinster.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to present tonight. What I am here to share with you are the curriculum instruction and assessment goals that have been developed collaboratively between our administrative team and through a very close and consensus-building process with our curriculum development committee throughout the course of the 2024-2025 school year. As Mr. Poole indicated earlier on, there were a lot of voices that all came together to contribute to the development of these goals. And I would add also that these goals are very closely aligned with and to the 2025-2029 district strategic plan and the action steps that are indicated therein. In a moment, I am going to turn this over to our directors who have been instrumental in working closely with their departments to take the goals that were developed through the Curriculum Development Committee and bring them to fruition and create the plans of action that you're going to hear a little bit about tonight as they work through each of their departments and the goals associated with them. And then for the ones that are not associated with humanities and STEM, I'm going to come back and finish up those at the end. So with no further ado, I'm going to invite Ms. Walbauer up to talk about the humanities goals first, followed by Dr. Paocelli.
Thank you, Mr. Meinster, and good evening to the Board of Education, all of you wonderful students doing such a great job. I'm here tonight to talk about the humanities goals that are aligned to the district. Beginning with some literacy goals. So the district partnered with an expert in the field to provide all K-5 teachers an overview of the New York State literacy briefs and the major pillars of the science of reading research. We took a whole year to really do a close review of our literacy programs and practices through a variety of means. We did surveys, we did literacy learning walks, which were a lot of fun. We held grade level meetings at multiple times throughout the year to really do a deep dive. By June, we determined with actually great enthusiasm and happiness that we were very well aligned, our elementary programs and practices, to the standards and to the research. We did find, though, that we would benefit from some program refreshers. So we're building that into this year for foundations and words their way. And we also found that we could use some program extensions. So this year we're moving the Heggerty program from kindergarten into first grade, and our Word Love program from grades 3 through 5 to kindergarten, first and second grades. And we've had a lot of success and fun with the Word Love program. We also have continued to support the academic vocabulary and the grammar work that we also completed last school year. So we're going to continue that into this school year. There was a demonstrated interest on the part of the elementary school teachers to have continued opportunities for deeper learning about the major pillars of the science of reading and the chance to apply that learning in the classroom. The teachers also wanted to continue collaborating, time to collaborate and to be with their grade level colleagues to learn from each other, strengthen their practices, and to optimize how they integrate the different various components of the literacy program kind of all together. So this school year, our teachers are going to be participating in a series of professional development days structured around an asynchronous modules of learning in the 5 pillars of the science of reading. So they're going to be doing an even deeper dive into phonemic awareness, phonics, which includes the alphabetic principle and orthography, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. So they'll spend a day together learning about those pillars and then applying them. So they're not only learning and growing their knowledge together, but there will also be time for them to reflect on this, on what they've learned, how it applies to our programs and practices. They're going to get the chance to share best practices with one another and to use this time to plan, adapt, and integrate our various programs the way that we decide works best for us in Shoreham-Wading River. So that's the elementary program. Up to the middle school, we continue to find success with our units of study that were recently built and fully implemented in 23-24. And we're continuing that collegial model of creating English units collaboratively by grade level into the high school this year. So we will be completing 3 units per grade in 9th, 10th, and 11th grades that are fully aligned to the next generation standards and that have scaffolded skill building and some common assessments from a resource that our teachers chose that will give us actionable data that we can use to support our high school students' literacy development. And that ties into another one of our goals of the district with our ongoing work with MTSS, where we are using student performance data to target strategies and inform the best approaches to meeting student-specific needs. And then finally, the academic vocabulary in ELA and across the subject areas that will also be a focus for us this school year on every grade level. I think the slide had changed. So one last humanities goal that was on the other page, I think, and it's a cross-curricular goal, was to enhance the library makerspaces. That's something that Dr. Palicelli and Ms. Nitty and I are working together to support. I know Ms. Hansen is partnering on a fun social studies project with the 3D printer to help some historic sites come to life. I don't know if any of you are doing that this year. And then we are also having Ms. Laval, who has been invited to present all of her amazing STEM and makerspace work. She'll be doing a presentation at the upcoming Lights Conference. She was invited to present. Our high school media studio, which Mr. Pugliese spoke to earlier tonight, that's another space we're enhancing to support students' communication and their journalism and production skills. This will hopefully be a great space where we're meeting kind of industry standards and providing them some really great career preparation. I want to thank the board for the support in that, and Mr. Poole and the cabinet, as well as Mr. Botnas, who's been really helpful getting that up and running. Last year, in the World Languages Department, we reviewed a variety of different resources to replace one that was expiring, our Spanish program. So the teachers chose Encuentros after doing some demonstrations and a pilot, and we're really excited about implementing that starting this school year. It's a very engaging, authentic, and interactive resource that I know our students will really enjoy and learn from. Our new French teacher spent a lot of time this summer writing curriculum for the middle school and high school courses, and she even applied for and was selected to attend the NYU Early Career Institute this summer. Miss Lally, our newest Spanish teacher, also attended, and together they walked away with some wonderful ideas and resources for their classrooms. So we're really excited with this. ENL goals for this year is to enhance our ENL co-teaching strategies and to review our ENL standalone program. our ENL teachers are taking some of the resources that the State Ed Department's Office of Bilingual Education and World Languages has put together, along with some of their own experiences and best practices, and the resources that they get from the BOCES ENL Consortium, and they have proposed a workshop for all ENL co-teachers that they are hoping to present at the November Superintendent's Conference Day. So we're excited to see them really kind of taking the lead on that. And we've been very happy with the rollout of our new K-5 social studies curriculum. This is year 2, and we will be continuing to support that, while at the high school, our new pre-AP World course is in its 2nd year, and it has maintained strong enrollment and interest, and we're looking to see how this course helps students and support student success on the AP World exam. We can do some of that data analysis this summer after the first pre-AP World cohort of students takes the AP exam. A last goal I wanted to highlight here is continuing to help students develop civic, digital, and information literacies and research skills across the content areas. Again, with our district librarians, the new Impact course, and the growing New York State Seal of Civic Readiness program, this is where students are investigating social issues and taking action to make a difference in the community and in the world. You've already been hearing from some of them tonight how involved they are in the community. So there's lots to be proud of and to look forward to coming out of the district's humanities goals. Again, I want to thank you. I appreciate the chance to share, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
It's exciting to hear that you're bringing the units of study writing to the high school. I mean, it would be really nice to see kind of continuity among sections.
Yes.
I had a question on the pre-AP World course. So if I understand correctly, it's a pre-AP course in preparation for the AP World course, which is where you would take the test, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just real simple question, just wanted to clarify that. Thanks.
Yeah, it's really great skill building. It really gives them kind of their first, building the foundational skills for them to be, successful with the course. It's a very rigorous course. So kind of breaking them in 9th grade really gets them used to the rigor and the course expectations that they face in the 10th grade.
Anyone else?
I think the high school media studio is amazing. Looking forward to seeing some sample work coming from there.
Yeah, Mr. Ball has a whole plan in place. We're up to 24 students in the journalism course, which is an all-time high, I think, since I've been here. So we've been making, again, a lot of progress and growth in that area. We have students working on print packages and digital packages kind of at the same time. So yeah, we're really excited about what's going to come out of that this school year.
Mr. Pugliese was just sharing a little bit about how he really felt that we were capturing a specific group of students that really didn't necessarily have an avenue prior to that. And I think over the years, whether it's the back of the theater or, in that room, you are seeing more opportunity for those students growing. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I've heard rock music coming out of that room because my office is right next door. I've been in there when they're, again, recording their packages, their video packages. It really, truly is a multimedia production studio. So a lot of podcasting going on in the room. We have those beautiful podcast tables now. So yeah, variety of different. A lot of modern literacy. Modes. It's great. Yeah.
Can I ask, how do you think about measuring success of some of the newer programs that are being implemented? Like, especially when you don't have end-of-year course assessments for some of them.
Oh, very good question. I think really, probably Mr. Pugliese could back me on this, but I think student interest and enrollment is really our biggest gauge on how successful a new program is or a new course is. If they keep coming back for more, I would say that it's successful. And then again, we're always looking to learn and grow these programs. So often we see opportunities that are out there that students could participate in some sort of a contest. The BASH Awards, which is something that we got involved in even before this production studio was completed. Those are things that help us grow the program and branch out. And the success we have, the award-winning poets and the award-winning, video productions and the award-winning journalism articles that are coming through. I think are really a good testament to the success of the programs.
But when you look at evaluating the products that students are, they're using some sort of project-based success criteria that are embedded, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, our partnership, especially with SUNY Stony Brook and the ACE program, I don't know if you're familiar with the news literacy program that runs through Stony Brook, but Mr. Ball has gone through that program, and he also is accredited through Stony Brook. And we just use their, their expectations, their course syllabi, and we kind of backwards design from that.
yeah,
And
I saw
that-
it years ago. It was really cool.
Yeah, so that's really helped us kind of set the expectations for what we want the students to be able to do
Awesome.
and produce. Yeah.
So I'll leave you with my parting words along the lines of Mr. Poole shared the academic vocabulary with us. So thank you for the approach that enables our district to enhance, evolve, and expand the integration of all facets of literary education. So there you go. So I'm looking forward to those. I understand you're going to be sending that out.
How many did
Right?
you use?
I was trying to get as many words
How
as I
many?
could into one sentence.
I think that was impressive, actually. Quite
got
impressive.
Thanks.
Four
It's working on it.
You know I am a fan of the words, so
Yes,
thank you.
I do.
I appreciate
I
that.
thought I'd leave you with a little humanities.
Do you mind sharing a little bit more about academic vocabulary last year and this year?
Sure. So last year, we had brought in another literacy expert, Miss Amy Benjamin, to work with our teachers. We actually had a schedule where Miss Benjamin worked with every single teacher in the district.
Oh, wow.
Every single music teacher, PE teacher, every single English teacher, social studies teacher, math teacher, science teacher. And really what we did was help teachers understand the value of academic vocabulary and how it unlocks knowledge for students, and that just the repetition and the exposure to the words in various contexts through all the different classes is a wonderful way to build students even subconsciously raising their awareness. And so this year, we've kind of moved into working in kind of grade level and subject area groups throughout the school year at every grade level to take some of those academic vocabulary words and align them to the courses and the content.
Right.
And then on top of that, aside from that content area look, we're doing a broader look through every building by trying to raise awareness with the, like putting up posters of the words. Each subset of words goes up each month, and we do, raise a little awareness that way as well. So different aspects of it to try and just continue that repeated exposure, which the research shows that's the best way for the students to really own the words.
Of course. I think that's great. I'm intrigued and I'm a big fan, so.
Great.
Yep, excited to see that. I don't know if the students here have been exposed to any of it, but I'm sure that you have plans by grade, so.
They're probably not even aware of it, which we all know as parents, that's the best way to get that learning in, is when they don't even know they're learning.
You want me to say it again? Thank you for the approach that enables our district to enhance, evolve, and expand the integration of all facets of literary.
You nailed it.
I know, thanks. Literary education. Okay.
Thank you very much.
On that note, thank you for that. Thank you, Ms. Mulbauer, for an update.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'm
glad to see
going to
what's ahead for
introduce
the year.
Dr. Palicelli
Uh-oh, you have him
pick up
following
with
you?
these
Uh-oh.
STEM presentation.
Hi, Dr. Palicelli, how are you?
Do you have a similar?
Yeah, wait,
Science
just wait.
version?
Wait to hear what I say about robotics. Hold on.
Oh yeah, wait, hey, they made the state
I'm going to.
championship last year, right?
As you
This year
compile.
we're going to do it again. Good evening. Thank you for having me. It's nice to see everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to the STEM goals for 25-26. So if we start with science, do we have a? Oh. So if we start with science, I'm sure it's no surprise to tell you that we have some reflection to do on the earth science and on the earth and space science and the life science biology exams. So we already have the aggregated data from BOCES. It's already been sorted, it's already been charted, it's already been presented to the teachers. We actually had Dr. Kang, our professional developer, in today. She was working with, we had Miller Place teachers alongside Miller Place Earth and Space Science teachers alongside our Earth and Space Science teachers with Dr. Kang as they unpacked, connected to standards, strategies, resources. And when she brings in resources, I want to say she leaves them for our teachers. She actually, so I have her connected into our Google Drive so she can leave her presentation and all her links and all her resources for teachers to tap into. So it was an amazing session today. I think the teachers got a lot out of it on both sides.
Was that more or less to do kind of a recap of what occurred?
It absolutely was. It was really to take a look at what it was.
The disconnect, right?
And unpack it, and how would we change our preparation for this year? So it's kind of the reflection, and how do we continuously improve as we go into this year?
It's our understanding, even as a board, I think that most of it was really the state-led disconnect from the curriculum, correct?
Absolutely. And you know what, part of it was the format.
Yep.
Because the reading comprehension level required, I mean, there are college professors that have run these, put these tests into AI, and it's coming back with reading comprehension levels at the collegiate level. So, but
back to my disconnect point, it was disconnected from.
Exactly. So how do we don't see that format changing.
Oh,
So
wow,
how do we
okay.
prepare our students for
That's
this format?
Wow.
So, and that was a lot of the discussion that we had today.
Hmm.
So a lot of great resources. It was really a very good day. Dr. Kang is going to be coming back, so this wasn't a one and done. So this is a process. This was like step one, going through the data with a professional developer.
Can I ask, has the professional development that focuses on academic vocabulary, I believe you said that was across the board?
Yeah.
Did that come up a lot?
Absolutely it
Yeah.
did. In fact, we even took the exams, so actually I have that sheet right in my binder over there. I put both the June and the August exam into Claude, uploaded them, and says, give me an academic word list. So we were able to share that. We were able to walk through that and integrate that into our plans for this coming year. So yeah, we're going across the board on this.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So for chem and physics, we are not moving into the next generation this year. We are going to wait till the following year after. We're going to continue to refine our updated curriculum and continue practicing our investigations. On 5th grade and 8th grade science, we're continuing to look, we're striving for mastery. So again, it's the same process. The data that we get is aggregated. I personally sort it from lowest to highest, so that way I can draw the teacher's attention to the areas that we struggled with, as well as the areas we did really well in, and start unpacking that together. So we're going to continue working for mastery at grade 5 and grade 8.
Okay.
In science. So in technology, so if you've heard me over the last couple of years, we've been adding an activity by hook or by crook. I've been adding an activity every year that is more engineering based. So we started off with KidWind. We went from KidWind, which is that wind turbine where kids have to optimize the blades. We moved into bridge design and bridge building, where kids design it on a computer and then they have to build it. We moved into 3D architecture, which is a Planner 5D program where kids have to design a house, the whole piece, even the outside, the landscaping. And now last year we've just got into Lego robot programming for kids. So that's been the goal, is to try and continue to add these engineering activities into our secondary technology program. The field experiences at this high school level, so we want to increase the guest speakers and the field trip opportunities. Those of you may remember that Mr. Sigerson took kids to the Curtis Wright manufacturing facility. I'm losing the town. They build pumps and valves for torpedoes. So he happens to have a connection with a mechanical engineer over there, so he was able to bring his class over there so they could see the facility and get a tour of the facility. So very good stuff. We want to capitalize on that. We want to keep those type of activities going.
So you see real life experience of what?
Absolutely. So the
Okay.
kids we want to try and connect kids with careers. We want them
100%.
to understand what it looks like. And you're going to hear more about that as I continue on. So Mr. Puglisi mentioned our 2 brand new courses. I can tell you that our digital literacy course, Mr. Mancuso, a pleasure to work with. He likes to do student feedback at the end of the year. He got such positive feedback from kids. They love the broad range of activities he went through, not just the AI, but the networking, the computer science piece, the programming piece. He connected all those pieces. He even had an engineer from Cisco cyber analyst speak to kids it was virtual, but kind of give them a day in the life of what it's like to be a cyber threat analysis, as well as a Google software engineer. Same thing from California. They zoomed in, so that way the kids can ask questions, and he can kind of give them a vision of the day in the life of what they do. So that's him incorporating that. So we want to continue with the guest speakers, and if we can find some good field trips that are close by. One of them is right here in our own high school. So we want our kids to visit our own NOC, where all the network infrastructure is. So that way they can see what it looks like on a real, we've got it right here. So again, trying to connect kids to the careers. So our career and financial management course is off to a fantastic start. The teachers' enthusiasm is just off the charts. They are so they've got kids doing activities to highlight debits and credits. They're looking, and again, on their own, enthusiastically looking for other activities and ways to bring this content to life. So absolutely off to a great start for career and financial management. The digital literacy course, right, I highlighted those two pieces. So those two are going fantastically well. I haven't heard any bad feedback. Have you guys? No? Okay. Everything's going, have you heard anything good? No?
No.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about that to follow. So CTE Pathway for Computer Science, I think you may know that we started a new course this year, AP Computer Science Principles. So now we not just have our Java course, but we have our AP Computer Science Principles course. We also started cybersecurity. This is being taught this year. So we have the number of courses. We are searching for an industry partner right now, which I already have 2 in mind. We're looking for an industry certification and a credentialing assessment. So that way we can move to a computer science pathway. So we can have New York State kind of approve it as a pathway. So we've got all the pieces.
Is that AP cybersecurity or?
No, it's not AP cybersecurity. Right now it's just regular cybersecurity. There is an AP version of it. We're just not, we're gonna take this step first and see where we go next.
That's great.
Yeah, it's absolutely, and again, I really do have to credit Mr. Mancuso. The enthusiasm and the energy he brings, he loves what he does.
Yeah, we felt that last year when he presented.
He absolutely loves what he does. So our science research curriculum, I'm sure you've heard all about the competitions that we have, the high-level competitions we have kids in, the publications now. So we're trying to look for a partner for Ms. Schaefer, so that way we can learn from some schools that have maybe more experience than we do, and trying to increase the competitiveness of the projects that maybe our kids take on. Our sustainability program, so we're up to, talk about programs, Mr. Pugliese, we're up to 75 students in our sustainability program. He had to order more suits to be able to have kids go out and visit the hives. It's really taking off, right? So, but we want to incorporate field trips, maybe to Finks Farm, Halleckville. We want to have Chris come in and speak to the kids and start to incorporate, again, more of that career connection.
Tell the board about your app. It's so exciting, and I can't wait till the kids are using it.
We wanted to collect, we want to be able to collect data, so that way we can use the data from the hives to support researching. So again, it was a past life. I used to be in electronics, so I worked with Kevin, Mr. Nohill, and we came up with a box that basically mounts to the side of the hive. It's got a sensor that sits inside the hive. It's got a camera that aims down at the landing zone. It's got weight bars that go underneath it. So it collects temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide outside and inside the hive. It collects weight. It collects frequency, the frequency of the wings inside the hive, the hum of the bees. That when their frequency changes, it indicates different things. So, and that's all accessible from a website. So the kids, and Mr. Nohill uses it in his classroom, but the kids can go to this website and they can see the data. And it just records every half hour. This box just sends a new set of data to the website every half hour. So we're experimenting.
Yeah, no.
Trying to get something.
Opportunities for kids to use it in research, though. That would be really neat.
That's what we're going for. Yeah.
Very intriguing.
Yeah. Mr. Nohill loves it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So we want to get, once we get through some of, the technological issue, technological situation with our hives, we want to go to virtual hive inspections. I want to have the kids being able to take videos of themselves doing an inspection on a hive, so that way our other schools can see it. So we got to get through some of, with the cameras, we're going to work through that, so we can have that, so the entire district can kind of enjoy that. Let's see. And then the spring honey harvest, we talked about maybe doing something like we did a year or two ago, where we have the fifth graders of the elementary come up and do like a spring honey harvest. So all that stuff's in the plans. A robotics progression, right? Last year, state competitions. And I will give it Mr. Sigerson, again, awesome. He had the kids right here on the TV with the smart board. They were watching the world's competitions with the team. They watched the new challenge get presented, and then he handed out achievements. And he had a little, the game pieces. He had them marked with kids named and was passing those out. Really nice way to culminate to a year. They're already registered. They've already got the arena upstairs. They've had it. And now we've got the club fair to see what other, hopefully we can bring in some freshmen and kind of keep that program fed. So that's great. Our middle school, they will continue in their second year of the first Lego League. We have 2 teams there. The club is the teams are registered. They have their 2 fields. They're ready to go. So they should be kicking off any week now is where they'll be kicking off. To finish up with mathematics, so our numeracy practices, our programs are fully aligned with the numeracy practices from the state. It was just, I thought it was pretty, what they presented, we're so far past what they were presenting. So we're good. We're good with the numeracy practices. Our teachers use the Eureka program. They use it to fidelity. I see it. We talk about it in the mornings. We talk about challenges in the mornings. We talk about high missed questions. And the teachers are pretty upfront and honest. And when they have a concern with a question, let's unpack it. Let's talk about it. Is it the wording? Is it the math? So that conversation is happening. At grade 6, I can tell you at grade 6, we, over the summer, so we had our 7th and 8th grade teachers that are math certified review the grade 6 scope and sequence and the grade 6 unit assessments. So that way they can put their math certification to use to make sure everything's aligned. And now we have a common scope and sequence for both of our 6th grade math teachers, common unit assessments for both of our 6th grade math teachers that we know are fully aligned because our 7th and 8th grade teachers reviewed it and
That's
aligned.
terrific news. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, even take it a step further, Tom, is that so the 7th and 8th grade math teachers are inviting the 6th grade teachers to come in and watch them teach a lesson that they know that they saw the kids struggling with in their current classes, and they're inviting the 6th grade teachers, come and watch me teach this, because I want you to see what they're going to see.
Oh, I love that collaboration. I really appreciate our teachers for doing that.
Absolutely.
That's really something else, because we've seen from Mr. Meinster's updates year over year, there is that drop-off from 5th grade to 6th grade math, and it's because there's a huge transition.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to see, obviously the efforts, what comes about from this year's change, right?
Absolutely, and part of what I am not even speaking to here is the vertical articulation, where we're going to have 6th grade teachers visit grade 5 to grades. So we're trying to make this a vertical.
Of course.
A vertical.
Did 7 and 8 rewrite, or did they provide feedback and 6 rewrote?
So I wrote it with the 6th grade teachers, and we set it up. They laid the foundation for the unit assessments, and then we just had the 7th and 8th grade teachers go over it over the summer and put the fine touches on it. I guided the scope and sequence, and that is my discipline. So, but I just wanted their eyes to see it because they see what's coming up to them. So, let's see, great. So transition from Alex to iReady. So as we moved into this MTSS, we found that iReady was a better tool to use for screening, for intervention. It was already being used for the literacy part, for reading, so why not use it for math as well? It's something that the kids already knew coming up from 5th grade, So there wasn't even a learning curve. So what we did is we are transitioning from Alex to iReady. We are using iReady this year in grades 6, 7, and 8 for math. It was already being used for ELA. So it's not really anything new. We found it's definitely has a more teacher-friendly user interface. It has for support. We have much more easily accessible support, and it connects with Branching Minds, like seamlessly, uploads all the data.
Does it have the individual pathways for students to practice at home?
It does have an individual pathway, yeah,
okay.
absolutely, yep.
And when you're looking at, you transition from Alex to iReady, is there a way for students, if they had, is there some level of concordance between those two assessments to say, you were low on this content area or subject area in Alex, in iReady, that this is the crosswalk math for that? Or no?
Honestly, I don't believe we do have that crosswalk. And if we did, to be honest with you, because iReady is meant to be more of that screening tool and provide those intervention capabilities. So where iReady, so Alex is more of a mastery tool. Sure. iReady is going to identify skill deficits and try and let you know which kids could be grouped together because they all share the same deficit. So it's a different focus. It's a tool with a different focus. So I don't believe there is, but even if there was, I would still want them to take the iReady assessment to get that mark.
And did you say you're rolling that over time?
It started. They're taking it actually probably the last couple of days.
Across the board?
6 through 8. Actually,
6 through 8.
K through 8, but I don't think K not until the later part of the year, but all the way up to 8.
But they're iReady already?
Yeah. Up to 8, but not including algebra. Algebra is going to remain with Alex, but up to Math 8.
All right, great.
Okay, so our MTSS plan continues. So we lost, so HMH was a maker of a diagnostic tool for what we call Tier 3 for intervention. So HMH made the product, they discontinued it. So now we've got to go find another one. So here we are interviewing all these other companies, and we had 5 or 6. Ms. Coster was with me, as well as Ms. Margraf, and we listened to all these presentations. Ms. Von Eschen was also part of that. I've come to find a product called IXL. So IXL not only had a diagnostic screener, but it also is a screener that kids can update their score without having to take the whole thing over again. So iReady, you have to take the whole thing over again. This one you don't. So this one we could use as a progress monitoring tool, because you don't have to take the whole thing over again. You just update through your work on your individual path, or if you're not doing your individual path, it's approximately 10 minutes of updates, and you get brand new scores. So we could track your progress. So we found, I believe we're very happy. I say we're very happy. And Ms. Coster is. The teachers that are using this as an intervention tool, very happy with it as far as a diagnostic screener, as well as a progress monitoring tool. So we are using that for Tier 3 only. So this is only for the interventionists.
So what's the intervention then for Tier 3?
So once a student takes that score, it creates, so IXL creates an action plan, and it gets down to skill-specific areas of need. And that allows the interventionist to use whatever tool they want. I don't want them to necessarily have to use IXL. They can use whatever they want to address the skill. And then a week and a half, 2 weeks later, they update their score, and we get to see if the skill is improved. And we get to do that every 2 weeks. So that's our product for Tier 3 for the interventionist. Just being clear about that. It is also, so it is a skill-based action plan. It's closely aligned to Eureka. A lot of the questions, Jill Coster said, a lot of the questions are the exact same thing from Eureka to IXL. So a good crosswalk between the products. And the last piece in math is the Algebra 1 and geometry reflection. As I mentioned before, it's our regular practice to take the data from the exams in June, take that data out of BOCES, out of bars. I sort it so we have a comparison to the region. We also have an easily identifiable high miss versus high success. We also have the distractor data, so we know that what percentage of kids may have chose option C. Why would they choose that option if it's not the correct one? And so we have all that data to unpack. It's already been discussed. It's already been been presented. So the teachers go through it and they modify curriculum, they update assessments, they include those questions on benchmarks. So we try to keep that continuous improvement going. I think that's what I have. I hope I didn't go too long. Questions?
We go on this topic for a long time, actually. There's a lot here, but any other questions from the board tonight?
No, I just really appreciate the level of detail for both of you. It's great. Thank you.
Mhm. I have to leave him with a sentence too, Dr. Pacicelli. Thank you for constructing adjacent external complementary structures that trigger new perspectives in STEM. Oh,
Thank you.
Tom.
not bad, right?
Very
All right,
excited.
I'm working on it. Working on my academic vocabulary here, just in case. You never know. Thank you. That's what I was trying to prompt you. So the academic vocabulary that I'm reading, there's 10 subsets, right? 570 words roughly. That'll be at your doorstep very soon. Where is it going out, through Parent Square or through Parent Square? Opportunity to do some work at home. Very
Tom
good.
had lunch with Amy
And
Benjamin.
it's just been modeled by Mr. Sheridan.
Yeah,
how to incorporate it into
absolutely.
speech at home.
Happy to help. I'll be a tutor. Anyone needs help, let's go. Just teasing. Thank you again, Ms. Walbauer, and thanks, Dr. Pacicelli. Appreciate that. Mr. Meinster, back to you.
Back to me. I have all of the remaining goals that are associated with neither STEM nor humanities. I will try to move through those rather expeditiously.
Thank you.
One of the major initiatives that we have, and that has been a work in progress with all of our staff, is moving the use of generative AI platforms forward.
Yes.
We are taking advantage of all kinds of opportunities to do that throughout the course of the school year, using professional development time at our elementary schools as part of our 2 remaining conference day programs. We are deeply involved in having those teachers that are at the forefront of this work attend offsite conferences and workshops, then turnkey that information with their peers. And through the work of our district technology committee, led by Ms. Cassandra Nitti, who is working very closely with the teachers in each building to identify specific targeted professional development, what exactly they want to have their work done on, and then building the professional development program around that. It remains our goal to encourage the appropriate use of those tools by staff and students, help ensure that we have a robust working understanding of how these can support their work and the roles that generative AI will likely play in students' collegiate and work lives. That is really, again, that is the ultimate goal of this. It is becoming increasingly important in our society these days that students have a working knowledge of how to use AI productively, and it is our goal to make sure that we're embedding that. For students, it is deeply embedded in our digital literacy course, and for our staff, it is really part of their K-12 work. As part of the regular review of our curriculum and programs, time is dedicated this year to reviewing and updating our K-12 art scope and sequence to ensure that those incorporate new and engaging content, activities, and exercises for students related to fine arts. We're going to be reviewing the existing K-12 physical education plan to incorporate updates and to explore potential new activities that can enhance student experiences through our physical education programs. In terms of special education work, we have specially designed instructional practices. Those are programs that adapt for students with disabilities the content and/or methodology for delivering instruction to best support each student's unique needs. Student performance data is used by teachers to help target instruction to demonstrated learning gaps, with lessons then designed to break more complex skills into manageable steps. Throughout the course of the school year, secondary special education teachers are going to be participating in a series of half-day workshops that will help build their expertise with SDI strategies and reflect on their implementation with students in their classes. And continuing the work that was started in the 2024-25 school year and referenced by both Ms. Walbauer and Dr. Pacicelli, teachers and administrators are continuing to build out our remaining components of the district's new MTSS plan. This will include training for staff on operationalizing the various facets of the plan and work implementing the structures for collecting, analyzing, and employing student performance data to determine the most appropriate level of service and support for each of our students. Our goal is to have that plan completely drawn up by the end of this year. We have been piloting different facets of the program and will continue to do so this year. Dr. Pacicelli was talking about one of those with our Tier 3 supports for students receiving AIS services using IXL. That is going to be our foundational program to guide that work in Tier 3, both for math students and for our reading students as well. Any questions so far through these parts?
I just think on AI, it's so prevalent in the corporate world that I'm in. Just no kidding, the academic vocabulary words. I asked Copilot to generate a word search and word hunt for me. It took subset 1 and created a word search game. So for parents at home, it's amazing what can happen, and I can only imagine with our staff, the professional development that you're proposing here, Mr. Meinzer, what that means for our students. So.
And the staff have deeply embraced this approach. I have teachers at all 4 buildings who are taking an active role in advancing work with both their colleagues and attending, as Ms. Wallbauer mentioned before, we have teachers that are going to the LIGHTS Conference, which is the Long Island Technology Educators Conference that's coming up. Not only are they going as attendees, but we also have a presenter. So they are really taking a very active role in bringing themselves and building the expertise that we need. Our goal is to build internal expertise and then use that to turnkey our staff and make it so that everybody is able to.
I love it. We were at the forefront with the generative AI committee that Mr. Poole had put together. And I just hope that we continue to do so. So I'm glad that we're embracing it and have a plan against it.
It is definitely front and center.
Can I clarify? The PD that teachers receive is not only for engaging with AI in their instruction, but also for how to design classwork for their students.
Correct.
That is appropriate given all the AI tools that they have available to them, whether we like it or not.
Correct. And the approach that we've taken with AI was because it was such a new and evolving technology, nobody knew which platforms would be good, which ones wouldn't be good. Our initial take on it through the committee work that took place was to say, let's open the door to everything that's out there, let the teachers play around with the different kinds of platforms that exist, and let's see how it coalesces around the ones that they find most valuable. We have been doing that work for about a year and a half now. And actually what we have found is that it is already congealing around 3 different platforms that have really gotten teachers excited and interested and actively using it for exactly what you were just describing. School AI is the lead one at this point, the most commonly used by our teachers, and the one that has the most interest from them to learn more. And that's where the PD is going to be focused. We also have Brisk, Diffit, and of course we encourage the teachers to use all of the different platforms, not just the ones that are Ed Law 2D compliant that we can actually use with students. But we're working on all of that. We still have an open, try, let's see, let's learn together. But we are starting to move in a direction of narrowing that down now, just based on actually grassroots use.
Just remind us of the academic journal where you described that whole process you wrote. Where was that?
That was in, it's THE Journal, it's the journal. That was published in May of 2024. And basically it described the work that we were doing here in our district, and that was published. That's a national publication that I submitted to, describing our process as a district and how we have basically been at the forefront of this. Got a lot of positive feedback actually on that. And I've also presented that work at regional conferences. So.
Can you send that out again on Friday?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Sure.
Good call out, Ms. Steppenhart.
School links I'm not going to talk about because Mr. Pugliese did a fantastic job describing that just a few minutes ago, so I'm not going to go through that one again. Vertical articulation, actually you heard some of that from Dr. Policelli. That's exactly the kind of work that we are encouraging and working on, is having our teachers from one grade work closely with the teachers of grades that are below and above to share practices, to kind of have the time to take a look and see what they're doing. It is not an uncommon practice, as I am sure many of you, especially through your own children, are aware, for students in, let's say, grade 7 to say that they never learned that in grade 6, even though the grade 6 teachers will tell you that they did. So having the teachers be able to coordinate together and be able to say, this is what I teach this in math, this is what I teach in science, this is what we teach in social studies, and to go through exactly how they teach it when teachers in the subsequent grades are asking questions about it is really important work, and we encourage that. We're building on opportunities for that. Again, Dr. Policelli gave a perfect example of that with our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math program, and we are doing that kind of work. A lot of 5th and 6th grade articulation is planned for this year, because we do notice, as Mr. Sheridan did point out, that there is a drop-off in student performance when they move from 5th to 6th grade, and the more we have the teachers collaborating, the more easy it is to spot where those potential gaps can be and to address them. Student digital portfolio, sorry, I skipped one. Dual college enrollment. This is a really important task that we have been working on for several years now. Each year we go out and try to expand what we're able to offer our students in terms of college courses that can get them credit while they're still here in high school. This year we've actually been very fortunate. We partnered with Five Towns College at the end of last year. They reached out to us and I worked closely with them to put together to expand beyond what we have been in the past and go to the fine arts. So Five Towns College now has partnered with us for this year to offer students the ability to get dual college enrollment credit for chorus, band, orchestra, and our digital photography courses. So those are now in place, and our students are able to, the juniors and seniors are able to benefit from that at a very nominal fee. They can pick up 3 credits for their work in those courses. And we are going to continue to look for partnerships. I know that Dr. Policelli and Mrs. Wallbauer have been actively seeking additional partnerships beyond the ones that were already mentioned. As I talked about before, as they've talked about, we have for journalism, we have for our foreign languages through the ACE program at Stony Brook. We are looking to partner with additional colleges. We partner with Farmingdale, we partner with LIU for some of our business courses. And so, you know, we really are trying every place that we can to get our students that upper hand so that they can go into college with as many credits as possible to ease their load and be able to make their journey through college one that is not as burdensome as far as taking courses that are very heavily populated with a lot of courses in the semester. Student digital portfolios, I would just simply urge you, well, you guys were here for that, but in the community, I would urge you to just take a look at the presentation that was done at the August 26th board meeting, where we went into great detail explaining how this year's freshmen are going to be required to complete a student digital portfolio driven through our home-based program. And that work is underway. You know, Mr. Mancuso is working together with our home-based teachers to make sure that the work that's being done there is supportive of their creativity as they build out these portfolios over the next 4 years. As we were mentioning before, I know Dr. Policelli mentioned guest speakers in our technology programs. We're expanding that out through our Wildcat Tracks program. We currently have 28 different respondents who have given us feedback as to a willingness to come into our classrooms to share their expertise as community members, business leaders, all different fields. A lot of medical professionals have responded to us. A lot of business leaders have responded to us. We are in the process right now of taking that information, organizing it by which grade levels and grade bands the different presenters said that they would be comfortable sharing their knowledge with, and in which courses we feel they would match up, to get that information to the building principals within the next week or so, and to start encouraging teachers to have that access to that information and to reach out to those potential presenters to come in and really kind of bring that real world experience component to our students across our programs. And then finally, the last one that we have here is exploration of ways to provide mental health and well-being support to our students. For this year, the district is partnering with Stony Brook University Hospital in their CARES program, provide parent workshops, specialized training for our PPS team, and monthly newsletters to our community. All of these efforts will help helping to raise awareness about and increase staff preparedness for addressing the future mental health related needs of our students, our staff, and our community. That's a really great partnership program and really gets us really detailed access to all of the professionals and expertise available through Stony Brook University Hospital. And that covers a lot.
Does.
So I would be happy to take any questions at this time.
Regarding the adoption of alternative SEL curricular programming, is that referring to the Stony Brook collaboration, or is that referring to something more?
So it refers to a bunch of things. That the biggest new initiative is the partnership with Stony Brook and the CARES program, because that really just adds such a depth to the PPS and the mental health staff's tools in their toolbox and the support that we have for students that may be in crisis. But we have lots of programs that we are continuing and expanding on. So last year, in the last couple of years, we've had Nancy Kaplan come presenting on student digital footprint and being aware of their, the impact of their social, the social media presence. We're going to continue to have that. I've been talking with Ms. Kaplan for the planning for this year to make it so that it's got an updated angle where we revamped it to make it so that also students that participated in that work last year won't find it to just be the same thing again this year. And that's going to be in January, so we are bringing her back to work with students from grades 4 all the way through 12. And also she is going to be providing a parent workshop. That's something that we added to the mix this year. Got some feedback that that would be something that would be very much welcome. We're going to do that as a virtual event, so that, because it does tend to be that in January, virtual events tend to draw better than in-person events. So we're going to be doing that. We have our Red Ribbon Week. We have our Act Now program up here at the high school. All of those are continuing. Natural Helpers. So we really do have a lot of diverse programs in there. We have our Empowering Minds program. Matter of fact, work this year is ongoing to take a look at that program to see if we might want to revamp that. That is actually one of our goals as well. So, we're trying to make it as diverse as we can to kind of meet students where they are. And, as Mr. Pugliese mentioned earlier during his presentation, building that partnership and that connectedness to school for our students is so essential to their success, because if they're not connected, all the rest of it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, these goals are impressive. It makes me, whenever I hear the articulation of our academic goals, makes me proud to be a part of this community. One thing that's just been weighing on me, honestly, is just that last piece. A lot of times we look at mental health support and mental health opportunities almost like as an add-on, and I just think that there's some simple things that maybe we could do for our students, like not have 3 tests in one day in 6th grade, for different subject areas, especially, but across all grade levels for sure. But at the secondary level, I think there's so many pressures on our students, and I think one of the tenets of this new world of AI that we have is a level of efficiency, and I think that that's something that perhaps we can embrace in order to support our students who are just so well-rounded, but also overburdened.
Yeah, and that's always the trade-off, that when you have a rigorous program and you have a lot of things going on, and especially when you have a diverse program, especially at the high school, it becomes very challenging. I know we have tried to tackle that in the past. With trying to minimize the number of tests. We certainly have structures about different subject areas, having certain days that they should make every effort to be on. But it does, when there are so many different courses within a given subject area, make it very difficult sometimes.
Sure.
At the middle school level, that is something that we can, certainly can look at again, because there at least it's a little bit more straightforward in the way that the schedules are set up. And certainly we will take a look at that again this year. One of the things that we did do to try to raise awareness by the part of students this year in terms of who are the mental health staff that are available to them in the school, we are going to be having at the high school, we are exploring how to have our social worker and psychologist basically visit home bases to just basically introduce themselves and talk about what the programs are that may be available to them that are in the school in terms of mental health support and awareness, so that at the very least the students, they know their guidance counselor, they may not know who their psychologist or social worker are, and what services they may be able to provide. So that is definitely something about being able to connect students that may be looking for some direction and guidance to a resource.
The representation in student government in home base, I think, is going to prove to be a very valuable resource for us because we can have these goals, we could also speculate what students need, but then when students themselves articulate that to us, as long as we have the mechanism to truly listen and then implement, then I think that will fill in and enhance the rest of this.
Absolutely. And it's a two-way street too. By having a representative in each home base, information can go both ways. And you can get,
True.
you can get stuff that's going on out
Yeah.
into those smaller groups more easily. So. Any other questions?
No, it's just, I mean, more so than just the presentation itself, I just appreciate the instructional goals as a story over time and just the staff engaging in an iterative process. I really appreciate the story that's being told and how we're addressing things as needs come up.
And I can't say enough about the teachers and the staff that we have here in terms of their engagement in this work. You've been on our curriculum development committee. Many of you have actually over the years. It is truly a genuine collaborative body that provides honest feedback, reflective of
That's what makes
we
it
want.
effective, though.
And I deeply appreciate it more probably than anyone else. So thank you.
Mr. Meissner, thank you. Thanks again, Dr. Pacelli and Ms. Waldauer. Thanks again for tonight. Appreciate that. Okay, moving right along. We have our votes and resolutions. First up will be our approval of our September 16, 2025 regular public meeting minutes. May I get a motion? Jim L., Katie, any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Abstain.
You have to abstain, Jim, right?
Me
I'm
too.
just gonna ask that. I'm glad you asked. So it'll be 6?
Nope.
Five.
I'm
Oh, 5, I'm
I'm
sorry, you weren't here,
abstaining.
Megan, either. I didn't realize that. Okay, sorry. 5, 0,
2.
2 abstain. Yep, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, approval of our August 2025 Treasurer's Report. May I get a motion? Jim S., Jim L., any discussion or questions on the Treasurer's Report? All in favor? 7-0. Approval of our CPSE, CSE, and 504 meeting summary memo dated September 17th, 2025. May I get a motion, please? Jim L., Megan, any discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Next up are adoption of resolutions, Board of Education resolutions. There's one of them. And this section is 2526-041. May I get a motion, please? Megan, second Jim L. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Just for context, the board just passed a resolution to enter into a mediation with a state-appointed mediator. Our goal remains for an agreement that supports our students, our teachers, our staff, our community. We'll continue to provide updates as the process evolves. And as a point of clarification, throughout this entire process, the current agreement remains in place, the current contract, including incremental steps. Thank you. Next up are the curriculum and instruction resolutions. There are 3 of these. Is it okay if I take them as a block? Okay. 2526042 through 2526044. May I get a motion, please? Jim S., Mike? Any discussions or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Business and operations resolutions. Is it okay if I take all 4 of these? 2526045 through 2526048. Okay? All right. May I get a motion? Jim S., Megan? Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Next up is personnel. May I get a motion? Jim S., second. Henry, any discussion or questions on the personnel?
Just a quick question.
Please.
About naming names. Item number D.
Okay.
Is a resignation, and then I believe it's a rehire then at N. Is there any generalization that you can provide clarity on that?
It had to do with the retirement system, and it had to have a gap between his employment and his continued employment within the district.
Okay. Thank you.
Good on that, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Any other discussion or questions on personnel? May I get a vote? All in favor? 7-0. I did forget to thank on the Connecting Kids grant. I want to thank Ms. Steinbrecher for all her efforts to have that go through. So thank you for your time, Ms. Steinbrecher. Thank you on that. Okay. Any other communications, Ms. Curtius?
No, we have none.
Okay. Any other board discussion? Anything from our ex officio students? This was a long meeting for you tonight. We took you through a lot. Any first observations you want to share? Before we close the meeting, you want to vote on anything?
It's close to bedtime.
Well, thanks for being here. It's great to have you. Great to have you part of the board. Hope it
Thank
was a
you,
good night
ladies.
for you.
Thank you for
We
having
enjoyed your
us.
updates and you being a part of it. Okay. Any other additional comments from residents?
No, we have none.
Okay, great. May I get a motion to adjourn to go to executive session for one, personal matters related to a particular person or corporation, the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. May I get a motion?
No.
Put that through the academic vocabulary.
I'm trying to do it quickly. I need AI for that, just to kind of spit it out. Jim L., Megan, all in favor? 7-0. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
All right, bye.